Saturday the 28th of December. Now I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I'm a great believer in the 12 days of Christmas, so I'm still in Christmas mode. We're in between the two big events. We have the New Year now to look forward to now early next week. So the situation at the minute is we have a lovely calm morning. We have a heavy fog. There's a robin singing in the background. And I'm about to move these cattle into a large enough area. I was going to split it in two, but what I've been doing this last while, as you know, is I've been doubling up on these fences, so I'm kind of short of fence. So I have my ponies running behind, as you can see there in the background. So I'm going to give them, because I'm kind of busy these days with family and visiting and everything, I'm going to give them that bigger of an area, so they'll have about 2 days grass on it. If I was to leave them on their own without any silage or hay, it would do them about 2 days. It would be tight on the second day. But I'm going to give them 1 day's grass, and then I will feed them tomorrow. But I won't have to do any fencing for the next week. So I'm going to give them an area that I'm going to stretch out for a week. As I was saying in earlier videos, it's similar to the size of this field here. This is a drier place. It gets a little bit wetter towards the end here, and that team then continues on the far side of that hedge. So it's wet on the top and drier towards the bottom. So as you might know as well, when I'm feeding on hills, I like to feed on the high side and allow the fertility to be washed down to the lower side, as opposed to feeding on the lower side. You'll never get your fertility back up the field or up the hill. So that is my plan on the 28th of December. So there's a calf there that's coughing. I dosed that fella about 6 weeks ago, and he still does a little bit of coughing. So I don't know, was it the fact that he needed to dose? So is it a fact that he was coughing and I needed to dose him, or was it a waste of time dosing, because he still has that bit of a cough? But anyhow, he got dosed anyhow. There's the odd cough, but that's natural enough. So as I say, a lovely calm day, a dense fog on top of us. So I'm going to open up the fence, give them the whole lot, and allow the ponies in. I can then take down a little bit of wire there. I have a spare reel. I'm going to double up on the far side. I only have to double up on the side I'm moving towards. The back fence is a single wire. They tend not to come back on where they have been, especially now that the ponies are in there. So that puts manners on them. But my two renegade calves came out once this Christmas, and I wasn't too impressed, and that was through the two wires. But they're definitely starting to behave that little bit more. So yeah, that is the carry on. The field that I was in, now I'm not sure, I must double check, but I have a video made in the lower side of that field on the 28th of September. So that's the 28th of September, October, November, December. So 90 days. Yeah, that works out right. So the further on in I go, back to the start, when I started to slow the hair down, my rotation may start shoving out to around 4 months. Or over 90 days anyhow. It could shove on out to 100 days. Or even 110. As I go through now on the next rotation, I'll be able to work out exactly. But I should start seeing the gains, because I don't believe I was feeding, the last time I was in that lower side there, I wasn't feeding any fodder. I definitely wasn't, actually. On the last few days of September, why would I have been? But I do believe I started feeding fairly soon after that. So that's when the rotation started to get longer. So here's my few calves here. There's a nice thumbnail for this video. I'll open up the fence and I'll let them in and I'll be back to you. Now, on the move. So a lot of these videos for the last while, I suppose, oh my god, I'm after slipping back, will be all fairly similar. It's mostly the same thing, not every day, but every few days. Feeding, moving, feeding, moving. But now that we're coming into the new year, we're going to have, this lady's going to calf, I think, February. Her comrade, where is she? Little Galloway there, she will be calving as well in or around that time. So they're the first two. You'll not find that now. That's only January. 5 weeks from now, we should have a calf on the ground. I don't know, but it's quite possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we did, because I know I left Jasper in with them two heifers and a couple of bullocks when I kind of shouldn't have. But I am very happy now that on the 28th of December we are feeding grass. Not the most amazing grass, but it's still grass. So this should do them now, as I say, for the next couple of days. Even if I wasn't to feed them at all, I'm going to feed them, not today. I'm going to come in with a bale of dry stuff tomorrow. That'll do them a couple of days. So that'll be 3 days, and then I'll probably feed them 2 bales on this bit of ground. I haven't really shown it, but I'll show it in the next video. There's this little strip here, and then there's a big wipe behind that hedge, and that will definitely do them. I'm going to leave the ponies in now behind me, and there's lots left. I have kind of ramped up my feeding. I'm not relying on the grass as such. I'm just relying on the ground more so as ground conditions allow me. Look, they're heading off now. I'm mostly working off ground conditions, but yes, there's definitely grass, and it's definitely a help. And it's definitely keeping them going and slowing down what I have to feed them, but I'm giving them as much as I can. I'm not restricting them in any way. I might as well walk through here now, since the calves have found their ways through. Perfect. Now, this is a lovely bit of ground for them. So what I have done in previous times is I'd have a fence down along here and only give them a small little strip both sides of this hedge. But because I was starting to become a habit, because it was becoming a habit, I wanted to just actually keep my fence away out. So my fence is over the far side there. So I have given them, as I say, the full field this time, and I want to change that kind of a setup that I had here. So break that line that I had, even though you can't notice it here, but if you notice that these rushes are much stronger than these ones in here. So there's the line there that I used to be on. You can definitely see the difference now. So I want to kind of break that up. And I'm going to now, for next year coming, I'm going to keep my fence on the far side and work that side to break up this habit that I have formed. Yeah, so that is it now. I don't have any more news. There's actually a nice sweet picking in here. Yeah, there is. So this has grown October, November, December. So like the last field, 1 month autumn and 2 months grass, or 2 months winter grazing, or winter growth. So in Ireland, with our mild climate, we definitely have the growth tends to slow away down coming up to the Christmas. But if it is going to stop, it's not until after the Christmas that it stops. The heat is still in the ground. There's not enough cold weather to pull that energy out of the ground before Christmas time. I think it takes them a couple of winter months to slow it right down. But a mild winter will keep it growing that little bit, always. But if it is going to stop, it's definitely after Christmas when it stops. So as I say, January, February, March. March is the hardest month of all. So yeah, I'm fairly pleased about how things are going. I'm very pleased with that bit of picking that they have now, and I'm going to finish off my bit of wiring, let the ponies in, and I'm gone then for the day. So I have to go and meet the bird this evening. We're meeting up again now tonight, all of us, so they have plenty to eat and no excuse for breaking out. So I will double up on my fence in the front and go single on the back. The ponies can guard that back fence and they have lots to eat. So that is me now. I'm double speaking now at the minute. So they've all their heads down. So on the 28th of December, I will say an early Happy New Year to you all. Well, I won't. I'll make another video for that. But for now, I'll say good luck and goodbye.